Salute to everybody, man. Shout out to the LDBC, man. Salute to my brothers Mario and Ticket. If y'all not subscribed, subscribe to NBA Latina. That's Mario's channel. Great content. A Nuggets fan is like his Nuggets is back. They back to playing championship basketball and they ready to roll. They peaking at the right time. But salute to my other brother Showtime, aka Showtime Sports on Point, Mookie, aka Radar Sports Debates, Kareem and Elder, aka the Kareem Report, and I also subscribe to the Beat 139. That's where Kareem and Elder do other shows at as well. Shout out to the Old Head Podcast, aka T Price. And shout out to Greenleaf, aka Greenleaf Exclusive. Man, shout out to FYL. Shout out to Locker Room. The brothers that I missed. Too Raw, man. I love the video you did yesterday. Too Raw. Salute to Too Raw. Shout out to LB. Shout out to 78 Sports, man. Man, let's get it. This is very funny, y'all. I've been hearing a lot of misinformation when it comes to Paul George and the strippers. A lot of the delusional part of the fan base of Clipper Nation really trying to push the narrative that Paul George is just so great and he's been so great in the Clipper uniform and nobody has nothing to worry about when it comes to the playoffs and people need to start questioning Paul George production when it comes to the playoffs and it be misleading because they leave out certain important things to try to validate their argument because they know he'll kill that argument. And when it comes to Paul George, we know he has all the skill. We know Paul George, if he put his mind to it, could be one of the best two-way players in the game. But unfortunately, it seems like he hits a mental block year after year after year when it comes to playing elite basketball and competing for a title. So I'm gonna let you guys know. Of course, we know he played for three different teams: Indiana, OKC, and the Clippers. And his career playoffs. This is what he do in the career in his playoffs. Paul George shoot 42.4% from the field, 35.1% for the 3-point line, and he averages 21.3 points per game his whole playoff career. So basically, he always been really not that efficient. It basically shows him being an up and down type of player. He shows some signs of greatness, but he also shows signs of the lack of mental toughness that you need when you want to compete for a title. Um, so also, I'm gonna go off his averages, points per game averages with the teams in Indiana. His whole time in Indiana, he averaged 19 points per game in his playoff career in Indiana. With OKC, he averages most 26.5. With the Clippers, he averaged 24.2. Um, really not great. Really not nothing that you could go crazy over. His field goal percentages in his best playoff series, like OKC, a lot of people would probably mention 2017, 2018. His field goal percentage was 41%. Then the next year in OKC, when it comes to 2018 and 2019, he shot a whopping 43.6% from the field. And then his other best playoff year, in 2016, 2017 with the Indiana Pacers, he shot 38.6% from the field, despite averaging one of his career highs in a whole series, in a whole playoff run. So basically, you guys, Paul George shows the ability that he could play, but he also shows the ability that he disappears when his teams need him the most. His time in Indiana can sum it up until that 2016, 2017 year. Shout out to Mr. Miles. Salute to my brother. Besides that year in 2016, 2017, that he was clear cut the best player, all the other times in Indiana, it was basically a team effort. You had guys like David West, Warren Herbert, Lance Stevenson, Danny Granger. And I'm probably missing George Hill, probably missing other guys Probably missed the other guys that was on that good Indiana team. They just couldn't beat the Miami Heat. But he wasn't the star that he ended up becoming that last year in 2016, 2017. But he was very inefficient from the field, shooting 38.6% from the field. So why I'm going to have confidence in Paul George's ability to be able to give great performances in the playoffs to elevate the Clippers to be a title contender for real and compete for a title. And it shows his whole playoff career that he's not efficient from the field. He's very inconsistent. If I wanted to take the time and go game by game, Paul George would show you that he's very inconsistent. He doesn't have great stretches of games in the playoffs. So basically, Clipper Nation, man, with all the type of shit that y'all got going on, you guys, I want to bring you guys back to reality. Clippers not winning the damn title this year. If I'm the Clippers, move on for Paul George and go hard as you can to try to get Jimmy Butler to come over there. Cause Jimmy Butler gonna realize I ain't gonna win shit in Miami, and Pat Riley too damn stubborn to try to get us another star. So hopefully he feels that way, and he ends up joining Kawhi Leonard, which would be two dogs if you get Kawhi Leonard. But when you got guys like Paul George and James Harden on the team, and you have to rely on them to support Kawhi Leonard not gonna get the support that he actually needs. It's not gonna be a team effort like it was in Toronto. Toronto had a lot of great pieces on that roster. And that roster, you can actually say it doesn't have the star level power, but that roster actually overall a better roster than what the Clippers have right now. So with Kawhi Leonard, even though he has other star power, and Paul George, James Harden, and Russ, whenever Russ comes back, end of the day, Paul George, man, you can't rely on him to get it done. And with the numbers that I displayed, the numbers that I read off, he's very inconsistent, too up and down. So guys got to stop being delusional. Guys got to stop trying to elevate Paul George as basically the glue to this team, and he's the damn glue. This gonna be the first time in a lifetime that glue actually don't stick. Cause this shit, he more like a glue stick. You know when you use glue sticks, that's when you're in kindergarten and pre-K, and even when you glue it with the glue stick, the shit don't stick. That's Paul George. But I'm finna drop the link. Let my brother Mars in if he can. Tyson can come in. But the notion that Paul George is basically the glue of the Clippers and basically that you can rely on him in the playoffs is flawed. It's total BS. It's not true whatsoever. He's very inconsistent. I basically told you his career numbers. He is not efficient at all from the field. Like I said, his playoff career, he shoots 42.4% from the field. How in the hell I could put faith in him? Then I gave you his best playoff years, like the 2 years of OKC. It's 17 to 18, 41% from the field. 18, 19, 43.6% from the field. And in 2016-17, this is the peak Paul George. These 3 years, this the peak Paul George. He shot 38.6%. Those his highest point per game playoff series, and those are percentages that he putting out. You can't rely on him. So the Clippers are in trouble, y'all. But let me tell Mario to drop this link. Yeah, Mario should drop the link shortly. But I just don't get it how people have faith in Paul George and James Harden, especially Paul George, though. That's the guy that's been getting pushed a lot like he real deal could hold it together. He real deal is going to come through for the Clippers. I beg to differ. I think he's going to do what he always done. Show you inconsistencies. He gonna give you one or two great games, a series, but all the other games, he gonna show you that he's mentally fragile. He's not gonna be able to come through for his team. That's the bottom line, you guys. That's my honest opinion, an honest take with this shit. And let me reach out to Mario again. brothers like Mars and Tyson, been trying to preach to the other side of the Clipper Nation, preach to the delusional side of things. But end of the day, you guys, the fortitude that they showing right now is basically alarming, you guys. Giving up big leads consistently since the All-Star break. Struggling with bigger teams. Kawhi Leonard now going through knick-knack injuries. James Harden opened up about a shoulder injury he's been playing through. Paul George been very up and down. Been very up and down. It's just crazy. I really don't get all the hype about why summer stripper nation feels some type of way when you got certain guys question certain players on that roster. We know what Kawhi Leonard could do, but we also know what James Harden and Paul George normally do. We know what they normally do. Kawhi Leonard, he gonna rise to the occasion. He's not afraid of the moment. Even though in the Clipper uniform he hasn't came up in big moments, but he has the ability to. But with Paul George and Harden, they never came through for their teams when they needed. Now Harden do some shit in the first and second round in the Houston uniform, but outside of that, been mediocre. But give me 1 second, man. I may have to drop the link and then have to tell Mario to just let people in. So give me 1 second, cause I think he on his phone. There you go, Mario. Y'all let me know when y'all backstage, man, cause we gonna cook, man. Hey, Reg, dog, I be so tired of cooking the Lakers, though, man. That shit get old. I rather cook LeBron right now though, cause they on this bullshit with the '90s. So I rather just cook LeBron and tease the fan base of LeBron James. If we gonna do that, I'd rather do that. For us teasing the Lakers, they actually get the benefit of the doubt. I hate to say it, but they was in the same spot last year, and them niggas made it to the Western Conference Finals. So I really, I honestly, Reg Dog, and I hate it the most. I, I only got to be fair and get them the benefit of the doubt. And Reg Dog, I know, fuck the Lakers to be real, but they get the benefit of the doubt, man. They honestly do, and I can't act like they don't. They get the benefit of the doubt. Them sorry motherfuckers, for some reason, when the play-in comes, they turn up. They turn up in the play-in, and they get a favorable matchup in the first round, and they go from there. Like I said, they get OKC and shit like that, they gonna beat them in the first round, man. Unfortunately. All right, bet y'all backstage. All right, Mons, let me tell them. Yeah, Mars, you should be coming in soon. I just told Mario to let you in. But y'all also too, man. If y'all want to see Herm with a channel with a platform, man, y'all just hit my YouTube name, Herm About It Memphis, man. Y'all subscribe. If I get up to if I get up to 3,000, if I get up to 3,000, I will start my own channel. Get 3,000 subscribers before I start my own channel. So if I do that, if y'all make that happen, I will take it serious and we'll start dropping content, man, on my own YouTube channel. Uh, Mario
What's
said that.
up,
What's happening? What's happening, man? Mars, man, what's your
Hey,
thoughts?
salute, man. Salute, Herm.
Salute, Tyson, man. Hey,
What up,
well, I'm
Tyson?
start off. I'm gonna start off with Mars. Then we go to Tyson, man. What's y'all thoughts about how I'm feeling about when it comes to Paul George and with the numbers that I read and with his field goal percentages and everything? Do I have a case or am I tripping?
If I was a jury inside your case, I like the evidence that you're presenting. But before I get to that part, man, the Lakers don't deserve no goddamn benefit of the doubt, man. What the hell? This is crazy. But all joking aside, nah, I think you're spot on, and I'm glad Tyson is on the panel with me. because he's probably one of the rare guys along with yourself who just calls a spade on this Clippers team. Listen, if you're a Clippers fan, and me and Tyson touched on this yesterday, like ain't no way in hell Paul George should be shooting 11 times when Kawhi goes out. Clipper fans made an excuse yesterday, and I was disappointed. They said that James Harden is in control of who dictates shots. And so, but Anthony Edwards shot the ball 29 times, Tyson. Isn't it funny how the T-Wolves know where their shots are coming from, but the Clippers don't? Listen, it's not about your role players at some point, right? Like, like your best players eat first, point period blank. You live or die with your best players, and your role players have to fit around that, right? There's no way in hell that James Harden should be taking 10 shots, PG's taking 11 shots. They're turning the ball over. And then they have the audacity not to blame these guys, right? I mean, where's the aggression at, right? Now, Paul George, it's one thing if you're not looking to score, but you're making plays for others, because at some point your play dictates to your role players. So, for an example, even if Paul George taking 11 shots, right? I can deal with that if he's playing downhill, getting into the paint, drawing and kicking, being a decoy, getting his guys shots. Because the thing is this, your role guys have to learn how to rebound and react to you missing and making shots. That's why it's important for your star players to take shots, make or miss, because that opens up the court for your team. And so let me get to my bread and butter real quick. Yeah, man, Paul George is a fucking choke artist. He's mentally fucking weak. He has a fucking excuse. I don't like his body language. I don't like his makeup. He over dribbles. He takes away his size and length when he gets low in his cadence and his dribble package. He takes a lot of contested long bad twos. He's gonna have some games where he's on fire and he looks great, right? And you say, God damn, PG is skilled. That motherfucker can play basketball. I mean, yeah, but to win a championship or at least have a deep postseason run, you want Paul to be more consistent, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I can deal with make or missing shots because we live in a make or miss league, right? It just is what it is. But one thing I can't deal with a star player is your lack of aggression. Make or miss shots. I need you to be aggressive because now your role guys, Tyson, can read and react off of your play. If you're just standing, shooting 11 shots, and here's my last point. Once Kawhi Leonard goes down with the back spasms, then I would think that PG, who's making $42 million plus this year, right? That like a switch goes off and says, you know what, Kawhi's out. I know James Harden ain't the Houston James Harden, right? Like, I got to get going. You know what I'm saying? Let alone you're watching Anthony Edwards go off. Like, where's your pride at? Like, I mean, where's your will to win? Like, you sitting back just watching this young guy, this young lion get his shit off, and you have no answer. They go on a 29-15 run in the third quarter, Tyson, and Paul George ain't getting to the free throw line. He ain't stopping the bleeding. He ain't stopping the run. And you have what, 2 or 3 bad turnovers in the quarter. Listen, man, long as Paul George is on this roster and he plays with that type of aggression, they're not going to go nowhere. Here's my last point, Herm, I promise. People tend to think that, well, everything is going to be all fine and dandy long as Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. And that's the most idiotic, naive statement that you can make, right? Kawhi Leonard can be amazing. He can give you 30, 10, and 10, right? But that doesn't guarantee a win. The Clippers need Paul George and James Harden to somewhat have a post, have some body language, right? Have some aggression, right? So before you move on to Tyson, let me just say this last thing, bro. If Paul George doesn't play with a sense of aggression and playing downhill, not looking to score always, because I get it, right? Like his gravity could be so elite that teams will react to his offense. Now he's drawing, he's kicking, he's making plays for other, and within that, whatever was going on there, he can look to score on occasions. I can deal with that, right? Because it's basketball, right? I mean, a team ain't gonna let Paul George just go off, right? So his aggression needs to dictate for his role players. And so if his aggression isn't on par the way it needs to be, they're going home early, right? Paul George is the X factor for this team. Point, period, blank. If he's playing good, then they got a chance to make a deep postseason run. If Paul George is playing sometimey and he's playing shy and timid and he's not being aggressive, meaning fuck Kawhi Leonard, right? Paul George. Like Paul George needs to think like he's the number one guy at times. Because at times he needs to be the number one guy. And so that's my thoughts on it, man. Yeah, he's a choke artist.
I agree. I totally agree, man. That was well said.
Facts, Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. Hey, y'all did a hell of a job. Y'all cooked the shit out of them. And y'all talked basketball with it. It was no trolling. It was just straight basketball. And that's why I read off the numbers like I did. And Malik Savage, I got to tell you, Paul George wasn't that good as a pacer. He was solid, but he wasn't that good. That Pacers run, except for 2016, 2017, he was clear cut the best player on the team at that year. But he shot 38.6% from the field in his most points average in the playoff run with the Pacers. Um, Early in his career with the Pacers, he was young. He was playing with a mature group. You had leaders like David West out there, George Hill, even though he's a choke artist. You had plug-in guys like Hibbert and Lance Stevenson and all them. And shit, Paul George, honestly, and this is some trolling shit I'm gonna say, but this is the truth too. You probably one of the reasons why War Hibbert fell off. On some personal shit, you sleeping with his fiance, but end of the day though, in some of those series, it was different guys that were the best players. So like David West would have a good series. Warren Hibbert in the Eastern Conference Finals against Miami was the best player in that series for Indiana. It was different guys in different series. Paul George showed you flash, and you knew that this kid get it right. He's gonna be the future of the league. Everybody understood that, but outside of that, really his playoff career and how people trying to put it, it doesn't match up at all. So, Tom, all right, Thomas, I'm gonna let you in,
But
Tom.
Herm, that's only because y'all looking at him like he a number one, though. Herm, he not no number one. Y'all evaluating him like he a number one. He ain't a number one. He ain't gonna
Nah,
lead you nowhere.
but even as a number two, he wasn't doing this. He ain't gonna do. He haven't done the shit that Kobe Bryant did when he was a number two. He haven't done the type of shit that Jamal Murray does as a
Herm,
number
you
two.
can't compare
He,
that Kobe even when
he had
Kobe was.
even hell he couldn't even do what Chris Middleton did for the Bucks. Chris Middleton a
Herm,
better number two
even
than
when
Paul
Kobe was a
George.
number two. But Herm, even when Kobe was a number two, bro, you could tell that Kobe could be a number one. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you could tell Kobe was
yeah.
a number one. Me personally, I never looked at Paul George like he was a true number one. Even when he was in Indiana, I was like, yo, he cold. I said, but I think he's a complimentary player to an all star. I always felt that way with him, just because like
Thomas
he could get
Mario
you
should
bucket.
let you in soon. Mario should let you in soon, Thomas.
Yeah, he could get you buckets. You know what I'm saying? He's very skillful, bro. But he never showed me that he had that true number one. Like I'm the alpha mentality. He never showed me that he had that mentality. Even when he was going against LeBron and them, like he was balling. Don't get it twisted, but I never looked at him like, oh yeah, he gonna lead the team to a championship.
And that's why I say
Like
War Hibbert actually was the best player in that series, though. When it came to the Eastern Conference Finals, now that semifinals, it was a mixture. Paul George so flashes, but like I say, this Indiana playoff career, the nigga only averaged 19 points per game his whole Indiana playoff career. His point spike didn't jump until 2016-17. And within that year, he shot 38.6% from the field. So how can you rely on a guy? Yes, he may average over 25, but he's shooting 38.6% from the field. Hell, that's terrible. That's not efficient at all. So, end of the day, I really can't trust Paul George. And even as a number two, shit, I named some number twos at Jamal Murray and Chris Middleton. haven't even seen potential like that from Paul George.
nah,
So,
I mean, Jamal Murray. I give you Jamal Murray, but I don't know about Middleton. I think he
now,
showed a little bit of Middleton down that year. That year Kawhi went down. He was balling that year. Kawhi went down, and they made it to the Western Conference. What was that? What was that?
yeah, it was Western
No, he
Conference
went to
Finals
Western Conference.
because that was the year that the Bucks won the title.
Yeah, they
And
played
Chris,
Phoenix, right?
yeah, and you know Chris
Yeah.
Middleton
Okay,
was clutch.
yeah.
And Chris Middleton was clutch throughout that whole playoff run.
Yeah,
I hope.
he
Come on,
was.
Mario,
He
let
was the
Thomas
closer for them.
in, man.
He was the close.
I
He was the
want
closer
Thomas
for
to
them.
come in.
But yeah, so like, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really look at him like he a choke artist. I just look at him like I just look at him who he is, bro. Like Paul George has always been the player that he is right now, bro. Like that's why he's never been able to take that next step. And he's. It's been times where you look at him and you be like, yo, yo, he's balling, like he could be that. And then there's other times where you look at it, he's like, bro, like I just don't see it. Like I don't get the mentality. I don't think he has the drive. I don't think he has the drive within himself to want to be that. If that makes sense. Because he don't like. Prime example, just like what Miles was saying, bro. Like, how does Kawhi go down, bro, and you only take 11 shots? You can't want to be that. You can't want to be the guy if the key guy goes down and you only want to take 11 shots. Like, you supposed to take over. Like, where's that? Where's like man said? Where's that in your thought process? Say, hey, I got to take over. I'm the guy now.
I gotta say this, man. Mario just texted me and say that Thomas ass ran off again. Damn, Thomas, I was gonna let you on, or did BJ text you or something? Was like, don't go on that nigga's show. Don't go on this show. You know, I was gonna let you talk your shit. I actually was gonna let you run your mouth for 10 minutes. I was gonna let you talk for 10 minutes straight.
I already cooked Thomas yesterday, but you're right, Dre.
Yeah, that was easy.
It's the mindset, man. It's the mindset. You feel me? I'm
to the point now. It's his mindset, bro.
I'm to the point now where I really think that Paul George is literally afraid of the moment. He's afraid of failing. He's afraid of the moment, and it just is what it is, man. And so, with that being said, he can no longer be trusted. Can't be trusted, and listen, and that's why I said Kawhi Leonard can play great in the postseason, but the West is so strong to where you need a couple of guys to come along with you. Ain't no way in hell the Clippers can get by with Kawhi Leonard being Kawhi Leonard and PG and James and Norman Powell don't do their part. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to do something to give Kawhi some help.
Oh yeah,
because there's going to be some games.
It got to be a team effort.
There's going to be more than one or two or three games where Kawhi's going to be good, but he's not going to be great. See, Clipper fans are banking on Kawhi just being extraordinary great to where he's going to make up for Paul and James' shortcomings. Well, listen, man, like, again, like, Kawhi Leonard ain't that fucking great no more. Like, what the fuck is going on around here, man? Like, y'all don't see what the fuck is going on? Kawhi Leonard is not that great no more to where he can clean up and, pick up the slack where James and PG are slacking at. He's great. He's just not that great no more. And so, bro, Clipper fans are in for a rude awakening. I'm telling you, they're in for a rude awakening.
I totally agree, and that's why, man, Mars, me and you been saying that shit all year. We've been telling them that all year. Like, we know they gonna be a good team in the regular season. Hell, we know they gonna be like a top 3 or 4 seed in the West. But end of the day, when it comes to the playoffs, you got guys that can't be trusted and play big playoff moments. They can't be trusted. James Harden, Paul George, and even Russell Westbrook ain't been past the second round since he left Kevin Durant. Since Kevin Durant left him.
Right. And here's the thing, bro.
I understand those.
Why are we acting like Kawhi Leonard ain't wet the bed? Like, we've seen Kawhi healthy and blow a 3-1 lead and scored 14 points in the game 7 and was afraid to guard Jamal Murray. So why are Clippers fans so confident that Kawhi is going to have 4 elite series where he's playing just high-level basketball, where we've seen Kawhi wet the bed in a Clippers uniform? And so, I mean, and then you
got to give him credit, though, Miles. He has been balling this year, though, Miles. He been balling this year.
I'm talking – what'd you say?
I said you got to give him. I said you got to give Kawhi credit, bro. He been balling this year, bro. He been balling on a level to make you think that he can do that.
No, he hasn't been, bro. Have you seen? Hold on, Dre. So let's pull up Kawhi Leonard's numbers so we can compare him to like other guys. Because no, he hasn't been. He's been a good. Listen, Kawhi Leonard has put up good numbers on a good Clippers team, and that's about it. He ain't putting up great numbers like that, Dre. What are you talking about, man?
I didn't say he put up great numbers.
No. Well, hold on, bro. But I just said
I didn't say he put up. I didn't say he put up great. I didn't say anything about numbers. I said he's been balling. Meaning he's consistently been balling this year, bro. He's not been looking just okay. He ain't been looking like, bro. For a point, bro, he was looking like, oh, the old Kawhi back, like.
So Kawhi Leonard, okay.
Yeah, but
so,
I mean, you got to think.
Leonard,
You got to think now. Recently, he's been dealing with a groin injury. Now the back spasms coming up. So I mean, it's not like he just flat out this day and been balling. Like he was balling at one point in time, bro. You could have had a discussion that he was in the MVP discussion, bro.
No,
he was balling. Especially when they turned it around.
No,
especially when they turned it around. When they went on that little 20, when they was on they were like 20 something 4, 20 something 3 like that, bro. He was balling. So we can't just sit here and act like Kawhi Leonard has not shown greatness this season, bro, because he has, bro. I mean, that's just being real, bro. I'm not even a Clippers fan.
Kawhi, okay, cool. I got you, bro, and I respect your opinion, but unfortunately, I think different from you do because I have high standards. Okay, Kawhi Leonard has played in a good stretch this season. I agree, but in that 28-4 stretch that you speak of, I can argue that James Harden, along with Kawhi Leonard, were the two best players. James Harden was playing at a very high level, right? And again, what I said was,
James Harden was the second best player during that stretch. He was the second best player. Yeah,
that's what I said. And I also said this too. I said that this is not the same Kawhi Leonard to where he's going to be that guy for 4 series in the postseason to be great. Like Kawhi Leonard has had a good season, right? But Kawhi Leonard hasn't been playing at an all-time elite level to where you feel like he can have a postseason run for 4 straight series to take the Clippers over the top. And then with that being said, PG and James Harden are like giving you inconsistent games. That's what I meant by that. Kawhi has to be extraordinarily great in 4 series and hope and pray that PG and James just does something. Kawhi's not that great anymore, bro. He just not.
I mean, I'm not going against what you said. All I'm saying is that I could believe in Kawhi doing that. Is all I'm saying. Just from what I've seen, like he's actually been playing games. He's actually.
So now we giving credit.
That's all I was saying. I can see Kawhi doing this part. It's the others we got to worry about.
Hold on. So we giving credit for Kawhi playing games. Let me see here.
Get him.
I'm not. It's just why is it every time somebody say something, y'all just take one thing what they say and try to turn it into that? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he consistently been being himself this year.
Man. Kawhi Leonard this season is averaging 23.7 points a game. What's so special about that, bro?
It ain't special.
I mean, what's going on?
I didn't say it was
now?
special. All I'm saying was I can.
Hey, but Dre,
so
you mean to tell me you have no faith in Kawhi that Kawhi can carry this team?
I don't, bro. No, I don't. No,
he can't. He
Okay,
can't.
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
And Dre, I gotta highlight something that
right now, man.
I gotta highlight.
That's crazy. And I think that's just to me. I think that's just an overreaction. That's just me.
Hold on, Dre. I got to highlight something that Melo Riley said, and I think this is a fair point, even though I think he's a fanboy, but I agree with this point, though. If Kevin Durant was averaging 23.7 points per game this season, Dre, what would you say about Kevin Durant?
He's not having a good fucking year based off his standards. That's what we would say, Herm.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's different, though, because Kevin Durant is known for scoring. Because that's all Kevin Durant brings to the table is scoring. He's a scorer.
No, it's
that's
not.
all he brings to the table is scoring.
What are you talking about,
yes,
bro?
What else does Kevin Durant bring to the table? What else does Kevin Durant bring to the table? He's not a leader. He's not a leader. He's not a leader. He don't play the defense that Kawhi play. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Their influence on the game is totally different. They're totally 2 different type of players.
But Kevin Durant,
come on, man. Let's compare apples to oranges, bro.
The Suns are top 11 defense this year due to Kevin Durant.
What are you talking about?
Kawhi is a leader. I done seen Kawhi lead a team to a championship before. I done seen Kawhi lead. So he didn't lead Toronto to a champ. All right, bro. It's crazy how y'all do anything to try to deface somebody, bro.
We're talking about fucking bro. Shit.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Drake.
Come on,
Drake.
Come on, bro.
Hold on,
come on, bro.
It's crazy, bro. Hold on. Okay, Drake. So when you say that Kawhi Leonard led the Raptors to a finals, you're talking about his play or his actual vocal leadership? Which one?
I'm talking about his play and his leadership. He was the leader of that team. You don't have to come out and be rah to be the leader of a team, bro. I hate that about you. Everybody got to be Jordan or Kobe. Everybody got to be Jordan or Kobe to be a leader, bro. It doesn't work that way, bro. It's different type of leaders, bro. Have you played sports before? 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 Because they're different types of leaders, bro. Everybody's not the same type of leader.
Hey,
Look
Dre, I
at
gotta
you,
hear
Mike,
this
man.
real
Hey,
quick.
Come
Herm.
on, man.
Hey, Herm. He just said that Kawhi Leonard led by his play and I guess being a Kawhi leader, right? Did Kevin Durant not fucking lead the Warriors by his fucking play? What are you talking
Yep.
about, man?
No, he didn't.
I
No, he
mean, that's the
didn't.
No,
No,
he
he
same
didn't.
didn't.
thing.
No, he didn't.
That's
That's not
the
the
same
same
Averaging
thing.
thing,
25
bro.
points a game
No, the
ain't
fuck is
fucking
not the
leading?
same thing. No, it's
It's
not the
not
same
leading?
thing, bro.
I
Kevin
mean, it is
Durant
the
was not the
same
leader of that
thing.
team. Steph Curry and Draymond Green
Kyle
were the leaders of that
Lowry was the
team.
fucking leader of the fucking Raptors, you fucking dummy. What are you
Hey,
talking about,
No, the
man?
fuck he won't. No, the fuck he
Kyle
won't. The leader of
Lowry
the
was the
team.
fucking
He
leader,
was leading
baby.
them nowhere. It was called
Hold,
LeBron when he was leading them, bro. What are we talking about here?
Dre, hold on right
Come
quick.
on, man.
I got to throw this at you about Toronto. People forget Toronto became solidified after they traded for Marc Gasol. That's what made them even tougher to beat when they traded for Marc Gasol. So now
Yeah, because
only
they lack
Kawhi
size,
Leonard.
bro. Of
No,
course, because they
hold
lack
on.
size.
You missing the point. You had veteran leadership on that team, whether it was with Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Kyle Lowry. He's been there in
Correct, bro.
Toronto
Duh.
most of
Kyle
his career.
Lowry was the fucking leader of the fucking Raptors.
Yeah,
It's
so
not about winning and fucking losing.
and they
A leader's
said
a fucking leader.
and it's on record that Kyle Lowry was the leader.
Herman. When the Warriors weren't winning, when Clay and Steph got hurt, right, bro? Draymond Green was still the fucking leader, even though they fucking lost. So in the rafters, Dre, when they were
That's
losing,
not what I'm saying. That's
what?
not what I'm
Hold on,
saying, bro.
Nah,
Kyle
That's not
Lowry-
what I'm
Let
saying,
me
bro. You're
finish,
taking
man.
out of context like always,
Let
bro.
me finish what I'm saying real quick, man, and then you go, man. Respectfully. Kyle Lowry, listen, Kawhi was the best player. We
But
know
y'all
that.
cut me off and don't let me go, though. That shit.
You can't after I finish. Kyle Lowry was the Raptors fucking leader. Like, we know this. Kawhi was their
He
best
was
player.
one of the leader. He wasn't the leader, though.
He was the
Nah,
fucking
he was
How
the
the
leader
fuck,
though. They
how the
said
fuck
that.
does a
They
dude come
said
to your fucking team one fucking year and fucking take over leadership duties, bro? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, Dre.
Make it make sense. What are you talking? He took
bro.
over leadership there because they followed Kawhi, bro. They
Bro.
followed Kawhi. They didn't follow Kyle Lowry. They followed Kawhi. Kawhi
Herman,
was
that
their
team is
leader,
on
bro.
record.
What are we
That team-
talking about here, bro?
My team is
It's
on
on
record
record
saying
what
that
they
Kyle
said,
was a
though,
fucking
Dre.
leader. The team's on record saying
Kyle
that
Lowry
Kyle
was
Lowry
you
was
can
a
have
fucking
more
leader.
than one leader on the team. Why is
Kyle
it
Lowry
that
was a
y'all
fucking
niggas
leader.
act like there only can be one leader on the team?
What
What
are
are
you
we
talking
like?
about,
Have
man?
you ever played? Have you ever played team activities before or something, bro? You do realize there's more than one way to lead. There's more than one leader. Jared Dudley, no, because this is how we cut me off. Jared Dudley didn't get no playing time on that 2020 Lakers, but he was one of the leaders. He didn't get no playing time. So what are we talking about here, bro?
So why are you questioning KD's style then?
Like,
Because
come on, bro.
maybe hold on. Maybe
You
Kevin
gotta keep
Durant
the
leads
same
in a different type
energy
of
with
way.
Kevin Durant, then, Dre.
Right. Maybe Kevin Durant leads in a different type of way, motherfucker. So again,
He's not the leader that Kawhi Leonard is, bro. That's the point, though. He's not the leader that Kawhi is, bro. He's not the defender that Kawhi is. He don't have the same type of impact that Kawhi has, bro. Stop that. Stop that. Stop sitting here talking about Kevin Durant. He does not lead the same way Kawhi leads, bro. Just because,
so give us examples of how Kawhi leads. How is he leading fucking versus Denver?
He can't.
In that 3-1 fucking lead.
Bro, they lost. They lost the 3-1 lead, bro. Cool. We all understand that, bro. Everybody has failures, bro. Like that does not mean just because you lose a 3-1 lead does not mean that you can't be a leader, bro.
How does Kawhi
like, what are you talking about?
That is bad leadership. You blow.
No. I'm asking you. How does Kawhi lead?
It is, but that's only. But everybody has failures, bro. Jordan had failures before. Kobe had failures before. Any player
I'm not
Magic
talking about that
Johnson.
type of shit.
Everybody has had failures before. That does not make you to mean that you can't be a leader.
How does Kawhi Leonard lead? I'm asking that question. Tell me how
does he lead? Well, for one, he leads by example. He leads by example. When he's on the court. Okay, let me answer it. Can I answer it? For one, when he's on the court, he always balls out, bro.
I got something for to eat everything you for to say, but go ahead.
How you gonna eat everything I said, bro? Like this one. So prime example, like I was saying. So in 2020. Bro, let me finish saying what I'm saying because he asked me a question.
I told you he
leads because, bro, you don't always have to be rah-rah to be a leader, bro. It's more than one way to lead, bro. Like the nonsense that you're spitting. Oh, Kyle Lowry was a leader, and like Kawhi couldn't be a leader because Kyle Lowry was a leader. That's nonsense, bro. There's more than one leader on the team, bro. There's more than one way to lead, bro. Like I don't understand why you make it seem like just because this person was a leader, so he can't be a leader. It doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't work like that.
Hold on,
come on, bro.
Hold on, Dre. Answer the question, bro. Tell me how Kawhi leads.
Tell you, like I said, bro. For one, his performance, his play, and he also galvanizes his truth, bro. Prime example. Look how he got James Harden to buy in and play. Can I finish saying what I'm saying before you cut me off? Like I can't never get a statement off before you say something. James Harden is playing defense. Why? Because Kawhi Leonard is instilling that in him, bro. That is leadership, bro. We've never seen James Harden even try on defense, but now he's trying with the Clippers. Why? Because Kawhi Leonard is being a leader and like, hey, this is what we need to do for us to win games. And he's buying into that, bro. That's a part of leadership.
I got him, Mars.
That's a part of leadership, bro. We can't deny that.
Dre.
This shit crazy, Tyson. Hey, Tyson, this shit crazy, Tyson.
Hey, Dre, you want to know
not
how
crazy, bro, but whatever.
Not Dre. I'm finna say this. You want to know how that's total bullshit, though? Because at the end of the day, before this season started, Ty Lue was basically saying they didn't have a leader on that roster. They said the guy they gave, that's the leader, the clear-cut leader of that team. He's the ultimate leader. Nobody else. Tyronn Lue said Russell Westbrook, the leader of the Clippers. They never had a leader. They never had a leader until Russ got done. That's what Ty Lue said. So I'm gonna take your fucking word or Tyronn Lue's word.
Head coach said that shit. The fuck out of here.
Hey, Herm, so because the head coach is trying to big up Russ, so the head coach because the head coach trying to big up Russ, that means that. All right, bro. I got it.
Go ahead, Mom.
Obviously, y'all niggas just want to damn paint narratives like you always do.
That's what he fucking said.
That's not ice on the cake, bro. He was just trying to big up Russ. But you niggas so stupid can't read in between the lines of what's going on. He was trying to big up Russ.
Now watch this shit, Herm. Dre just said that Kawhi Leonard's leadership comes from his play on the court, and he's getting James Harden to bind the defense, right? So I'm assuming that Dre's referring to maybe behind the scenes.
And I couldn't finish the rest of my points because every time I say something, y'all like some girls that cut me off.
Herman, can I go, please, Herm?
Yeah, go ahead, Mom. Then Dre got
crazy,
the floor.
bro.
Yeah, Dre said
actually.
Dre said that.
I hear you, Brandon. I hear you, brother. But let Miles go right quick.
Brandon? Dre said that Kawhi Leonard leads by his play on the court, right? And then he has James Harden playing defense, right? Okay, cool. So I'm assuming that Dre thinks that Kawhi went to James Harden in the locker room, practice, whatever the case may be, right? And said, James, bro, I need you to do blah, 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 right? Because we ain't never seen no fucking Kawhi Leonard approach James Harden on the court on national TV because the motherfucker don't talk. So
you do realize that's when you come to players in practice, right? You don't do it. You don't show people up on TV like LeBron, right? That's bad leadership.
Can I finish,
come on, man.
Okay, so rebrand. Kawhi don't talk, right? His play on the court is his fucking leadership style, right? Rebrand. But Kevin Durant in his 18th season, right, is giving you damn near 30 points a game, 6-7 rebounds per game, playing good defense, right, bro? Being an elite shooter, right? His play don't exude leadership. When Kevin Durant led the Warriors in scoring in the finals, that's not showing leadership. And then here's my last point. Who's to say that Kevin Durant behind the scenes ain't being a leader? Maybe him and Kawhi are similar to where on the court, they're quiet, they're just chill dudes. Why are we giving Kawhi a pass and saying he don't talk, but he may do it in this way? But who's to say KD don't do it that way? Make it make sense, bro. Where's the consistency?
I didn't say KD don't do it that way. I say he don't have the same impact as Kawhi. That's what I said. And you going on this soliloquy about nothing. Like I said, their impact is totally different. You talking about Kevin Durant scoring? That's all basically he does. He's a missionary, bro. He's a scorer. So who cares about him scoring? That's what he's supposed to do. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, Kawhi Leonard, when I say his play, because we don't see what he do in practice because we're not privy to what go on in practice. So you can't sit here and say, that's where you're supposed to come to him in practice. When I played on teams, we talked about stuff and we had our problems. We did that in practice. We didn't do it at games in front of people or in front of friends. We did stuff in the locker room and at practice because that's where you're supposed to do it at. So to sit here and say, we never seen him do it on TV. Bro, you're not supposed to show him up on TV, bro. That's bad leadership. That's bad leadership, bro.
But we would talk about.
But all I'm saying is, I have more points. But every time I make a point, you guys cut me off.
Nigga, you be long-winded. You be long-winded in the sense,
because every time I get to say something, it's like, y'all cut me off. I can't even say what I'm saying.
Hey, Dre, can I say something?
That shit crazy. You long-winded because you're trying to get your point out, but every time you make a point, somebody cut you off.
All right,
nigga, your points be long-winded.
I'm gonna step around the crying, nigga. I just want to say this. It's hypocritical, right? Because you said in one breath, Kawhi leads with his play, but then what's the difference between Kawhi leading with his play and Kevin Durant leading with his play? Then I also want to ask you, who was the leader in San Antonio? And if you think that Kawhi Leonard was the leader in Toronto when clearly it was Kyle Lowry, I don't know what to tell you. It seems as though like you just want to run with narratives yourself, and you'd rather us listen to you versus the head coach who's actually in the Clippers locker room telling us that it's Russ who is the leader, right? And then someone else in the comments said, well, how is Russ the leader, but he's getting his minutes cut? That's actually the leadership right there, because Russ said, listen, the chemistry fucked up. It ain't enough balls to go around. I'm gonna go to the bench and I'm gonna play with the second unit. That's leadership right there, because it took him putting his ego aside to say, listen, it's about the team. This shit ain't about me. So if you want us to think that, oh, your word holds more weight than Ty Lue, then you gotta get the fuck out of here. And that's all.
Hey, good shit. Good shit, rebrand. Drake, you still on? You got the floor, honestly. He might be upset. Hey, Lamont, bet I got you, Lamont. Give me 1 second.
Hey, Herm, where this come from though? Anyways, where the whole Kawhi like thing?
We was talking about. I just been hearing a lot of noise about how Paul George and stuff. That's really the topic. Paul George can't be
Wait,
trusted.
wait, Herm, was it? Hold on, because was it leadership in the bubble, right? When we had a player, right? Not Dre. We had a player who came out and said, "Hey, listen, we kind of just we started hearing rumblings that they weren't going to take that ring serious." Where was Kawhi Leonard to calm all that rumbling shit down if he was the leader?
That's a fact. And like I said, with Ty Lue saying what he's saying, they never had a leader until Russ became the leader. That clear cut lets you know that Kawhi Leonard, even though he's a quiet guy, he's not a great leader. It doesn't take away from his greatness as a player. He's just not a great leader.
Right.
And
Who were the leaders in Miami with the big with the when LeBron and them went there? It was what
they'll
D
tell you
Wade and,
Udonis
and Udonis
Haslam.
Haslam, right?
Yeah, it's D Wade and
Yeah. So
Haslam.
being a leader isn't all. You're not always going to be the best player. A lot of the times, the leaders are actually the people that aren't the best player, but they know how to get the locker room going. They know how to set the culture and shit. So. I don't know.
Ben Lamont, I just told Mario to let you in, so Mario should be letting you in shortly. We gonna have FIF in the building pretty soon. But rebranding the topic was really about Paul George, and then it went into people feeling like Kawhi Leonard greatness can overcome the inconsistencies of Harden and Paul George. But I basically feel like Paul George's playoff career is kind of overrated because his whole career haven't been efficient when it comes to playoff basketball. He showed flashes, yes,
Moments for
in some instances, in some years like the OKC years, 2 years, in the last year in Indiana, he averaged over he averaged a lot of points, but his field goal percentages were bad. So he's never been efficient in the playoff run, really. So
wait. And Herm, they saying Kawhi led by his play. Okay, so how can you lead by your play when you rarely played?
that's true, but if that the case, then that means Kevin Durant is a good leader too, because he leads by his play. For Golden State to win those back-to-back titles, really would have won 3 straight if Kevin Durant was healthy.
He said, "Y'all full of it. Y'all would say anything about Kawhi because y'all hate that he's LeBron's kryptonite." Hmm, okay, but they got a finals between both of them.
And well,
Finals
I'm gonna
champ.
say this: Kawhi Leonard never locked up LeBron James. Have he made it tough on him? Yes. But the same shit that y'all say is LeBron kryptonite, why LeBron cooked them in Game 6 and Game 7 in the
Game 7.
2013 Finals?
And I think Kawhi Leonard actually didn't he miss like a crucial free throw or something like that
Yep,
in
he
that.
did.
So was free throws his kryptonite?
But hey, Santana, we discussing Paul George cannot be trusted in the playoffs. I basically read off some numbers, his playoff stats, his career playoff numbers, and I just highlighted why the Clippers really can't rely heavily on Paul George because his whole career has been up and down. He show you flashes, but then he shows you something like, damn, why this nigga playing like he playing? Like, damn, Paul George, you tripping. And that's the type of shit that you really see for him. His up and down with Paul George, mostly down, but as he hit his peak, which was around 2016 when he was with the Pacers, when he finally was at his best, he showed inconsistencies and he been up and down. So that was our whole point to talk about Paul George. I read off numbers, and then Dre feels feels like the greatness of Kawhi Leonard could overcome the inconsistencies of guys like Harden and Paul George, and I think that's far from the truth. And me and Miles feel like that. Kawhi Leonard can't. It's not great enough anymore to overcome all those different things. So
What up,
that's
Herm?
all. Salute FYF, man. What's your thoughts, brother, about Paul George and what we were just discussing about leadership? I think that's an issue that people really don't understand, and I think a lot of people loosely throw it around. And then when the hypocrisies come in, I can say a quiet Kawhi Leonard led by example, but I can't give KD benefit of the doubt because he was with a more favorable roster. But what's your thoughts on all that, though?
I think, man, from what I done learned in coaching, I think Kawhi and KD both struggle with leadership. And remember, when I guess the dude was trying to say that Kawhi Leonard can lead by example with his play. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, man. That leading by example with your play is some of the most biggest bullshit I've ever heard in basketball history. Because the only thing that great play does is it can actually hide and make up for bad leadership. So it's like with the Lakers this year with LeBron. LeBron is good play and AD's good play is just a big Band-Aid on the bad leadership on that team. And that's just what it is, man. I don't think they know what real leaders are. There ain't no such thing as no quiet leader. There's no such thing in basketball as no quiet leader. That ain't leadership. You ain't a leader. If you're not talking, you're not a leader. If you're not communicating, you're not a leader. If you're out there just hooping, you not a leader. All that lead with your play and you making tough shots at the end of the shot clock, all you doing is bailing other people out. That ain't leadership. That ain't holding other people accountable. No, all that's bull. So I think, like Tyronn Lue said, remember what Tyronn Lue said? When they got Russ?
That West is a fucking leader.
Hold on, but remember what Tyronn Lue said when he got Russ? They said, it's the first time we ever had a leader.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, I agree.
And so you got to ask yourself, what the hell is Russ? Russ is loud. He's always talking. He will hold you accountable. This is why people don't like him. Sometimes he clashes with teammates, but that's leadership.
And Lamont, can I say one more thing just real quick to you, bro? Russ is not afraid to have confrontation on the court because in team sports, confrontation is not a bad thing, right? I think some of the best leaders are the ones who aren't afraid to embrace that confrontation and just be a straight shooter in the moment, right? There's no guessing. It's like, you know where I'm coming from. You know what I'm about. This is how I fucking lead. And as great as Kawhi and Kevin Durant are, I think they do a shit poor job at being vocal leaders. Now, with that said, they could be good leaders vocally behind doors or in practice. I don't know. I'm just saying on the court, I can't tell. So, but again, yeah, I mean, I my type of leadership that I like in sports is, bro, tell me what it is, man. Like constructive criticism is the best policy here. And we know Russ is abrasive. He's confrontational. He's not afraid to get up in you in the moment, challenge you, and not just that, he's going to hold you accountable. And again, how can you not respect Russell Westbrook's leadership style when he plays at 100% night in and night out? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is crazy.
Man, look, I had a player last year, man. Had him. He was with me for 3 years. White dude. I'm talking about, he's 6'6". I'm talking about when you talk about leadership, his actions, because he's always the first one in the gym. The man be on the wall doing wall sits, push-ups. I mean, all types of military stuff. But when practice started, that's when his truly like this man. Because when some of the freshmen will forget plays, he picking up the basketball, throwing it at their face, getting in their face when they mess up sets. Like you might, like you said, you might not like it, but confrontation is leadership. Just like you said, he was confrontational. Like when they do a mess up in practice, he was in their face. He was yelling at them. You got to get this right.
Right.
And it's just like, that's leadership. And it showed on the court. See, the thing is, just like with Russ, like what Mr. Moss was talking about, you can't hide it. We shouldn't have to guess if you a leader or not. Like with Draymond, you can't hide when you a leader. When you a leader, it shows. Like you can see it, even though Mike Conley isn't as verbose as Draymond, you can tell he's a leader because you see him out there communicating, dictating stuff.
Now, Lamont, bro, I'm so glad you came on the show because I mean, you'll give it to us straight for the most part. Why are people saying that Kawhi Leonard was the leader of the Raptors when it was clearly Kyle Lowry? Now, Kawhi was their best player, but wasn't Kyle Lowry like the heart and soul of that team?
Of the team. He's the voice.
Right.
He's the guy that's gonna hold you accountable.
Correct.
Bro, didn't nobody? No, bro. I'm telling you right now.
But why is Kawhi Leonard being looked at as the leader of the Raptors?
Marcus
No, he wasn't.
led the defense, didn't
He was their best player, but he wasn't their leader.
The leader on the team is the guy that you know is going to hold you accountable when you do something crazy.
Right.
Kawhi ain't out there holding nobody accountable, man. He ain't doing none of that, man. You can't tell me you so
I can't
quietly.
say that. Well, listen. I mean, again, rebranding Lamont. I can't speculate on what Kawhi does behind the scenes.
No, but Mr. Moss, that's the thing.
I can't speculate behind the scenes, though, Lamont. Listen,
but see, Mr. Moss, that's what I'm saying, Mr. Moss, is as long as Kawhi Leonard's been playing, it would have shown. Like, leadership ain't silent. Leadership ain't quiet. Leadership ain't moving in silence. Leadership is loud and it's out in front of everything. And when somebody starts leading, you know they leading. Like, leaders don't.
Are you talking about when LeBron James walked him down and Kawhi Leonard ain't doing shit, ain't saying shit, looking stupid? That
So Tim Duncan was not a leader either, then, huh? So Tim Duncan wasn't a leader either.
No, Tim Duncan was not a quiet leader. You could see his leadership on the floor.
Right, bro.
His leadership was like
He was quiet.
Tim Duncan's leadership was like this.
Oh my God, bro!
Like when you saw
Tim Duncan talk, you've never seen Kawhi get on his teammates before.
When you saw Tim Duncan, because it sometimes, like I said with Mike Conley, it's not always as verbose, but with Tim Duncan, you would always see him huddle Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and those guys up, getting them together when things wasn't right. He would be the one start initiating that. He would pull them to the side and not just allowing Popovich to do it. So the thing is, his leadership showed it wasn't that, but Draymond shows in a different way. Mike Conley shows in a different way. Unfortunately for Kawhi Leonard, I don't see no lick and no leadership. And I'm telling you, and this is from somebody that's transitioned from the playing side to the coaching side. And I used to have that mindset until I started coaching. But that quiet leadership, that's BS, my guy. That ain't leadership. That's called bailing people out.
Is it a knock though to say that about a player, like that he's not a lead? Like, is it a knock?
No, it's not a knock, but that's not one of your attributes though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not
you just not that
at all.
People try to give Kawhi these extra attributes that ain't measurable. So they just say he's a leader, a leadership. No, he ain't got that one. He has a lot of stuff, but leadership ain't one.
I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, because I think even with Tim Duncan, like Greg Popovich, he put his ego aside and was able to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? By Greg Popovich. That shit helped the team. That shit helped the culture because they saw him getting held accountable. They like shit.
Correct. Also, too, Rebrand, Pop has been on record saying that at times or most of the time, Tim Duncan says that Pop came to me and told me, "You better fucking lead. I need you to lead on the court."
Hold on, Moss. Let me
put it like this. Mr. Moss, who's the leader of the Kings?
Other Kings?
But me and you gonna say the same player.
Hold on. It makes shock people because I know this personally. Who's Harrison Barnes right now?
I agree.
Yeah,
Harrison Barnes, bro, hands down. Harrison Barnes, bro.
Now what I'm saying is, does Harrison Barnes have to yell and cuss you out?
Harrison Barnes, absolutely not, bro. No, Harrison Barnes is a mellow, cool, churchy, bro. There's not too many guys who are better than Harrison Barnes in the league, bro. Harrison Barnes is a good dude, and he leads in his own way.
But you can see his leadership when you watch the games.
Yes.
That's the
yes.
thing.
Before,
you can see
during,
his
all that
leadership.
shit, bro. Again, Lamont, I'm at the games, bro. Listen, during timeouts, who do you think on the bench coaching and talking? It's Harrison Barnes. I mean, what are we talking about here? It's crazy.
Silent leader, man. That ain't no such
crazy,
thing,
bro.
You're not
Hey,
Exactly.
Lamont, but I want your take on Paul George. Are we wrong, especially me? Am I wrong for saying that Paul George is very inconsistent and the Clippers really can't rely on him to make this championship run?
I don't know, man. I think when I look at the Clippers, I think it's the system. I don't think it's Paul George. Their system is very, very isocentric. They don't really have a lot of go-tos when the game gets tight. They rely on a ton of one-on-one. And I mean, if you want to try to go win that way, I mean, there's not a lot of structure to what they do when you watch them play. You know, they are defending a little bit better, but they're just undersized. So, I mean, unless that team right there, for Paul George to be his best, everybody has to be healthy. As soon as something gets out of whack, Russ is not there, Kawhi's not there, Zubac's not there, it throws him off. Everything has to be perfect. So,
right, which proves our point because what player getting paid that type of money with that type of skill set needs the sun to shine, the stars to align to do his goddamn job. That's why you're a star player, because I need you to do your job when things aren't in your favor. That's why you're Paul George. So, Lamont, it is his problem. And I agree. The system is whack because they're an isolation team. They're very predictable in the fourth quarter. Down the stretch, you know where the ball's coming, right? It's James Harden bringing it up court. He's going to do his little cadence. Here you go, Kawhi. It's easy to guard. And then you hope Kawhi or PG bail you out. That's not good offense. No movement, no nothing. Okay. But again, though, Paul George is the problem because he's mentally weak. He takes bad twos and he's fragile mentally. It just is what it is, man. They're not going to win. They're getting their ass kicked in the first round or second round, and they're going home. Period, bro.
Hey, y'all, hold on. There's a comment. He said it's Tyronn Lue's coaching system that's not connecting the players.
It's not Tyron's fault, though.
Hold on. Let me finish the comment. They said so. It's not Tyronn Lue's coaching system that's not connecting the players, like how San Antonio Spurs was. Pay attention when Spurs won 2014. Beautiful basketball. I agree, that was some beautiful basketball. But what y'all think about that,
Brandon? I think the one thing y'all underestimate is how smart these coaches are. So, like for me, and I told you, I'll be learning this stuff on the fly as I'm coaching from year to year. Last year, I had a team where my IQ was so low we can only run 4 plays. I'm talking about we teach them something, they forgetting it in 15 minutes. But this year, I got a team where I think we might be up to 20, 25 sets, and we can run them all seamlessly on the dime whenever I call it. And so maybe he just understands his team. Maybe he don't have a team where he can get creative and run other sets. Maybe they don't have the IQ. Maybe they. So Tyronn Lue is a very intelligent coach, and if he's dumbed down the offense, it probably means he's dumbed it down because he don't have a lot of players he really believe can run any intricate sets.
Well,
and he has to just kind of dumb stuff down. So
that's
what it has to be.
Well, and also too, just let me piggyback off what you said too, real quick with Brandon Lamont. Once they got James Harden, because personnel does matter in this league, they had to change their offense to cater around James Harden. It just is what it is. James ain't no spot up shooter. James ain't coming on no pin flares or screens or pinch posts, right? And so they had to put the ball in James's hands to dictate and facilitate and set the table per se, which affects everybody else. And so once James Harden came to the team, Tyronn Lue was handcuffed with what type of offense he can run. He has to run an offense that's conducive to James Harden. It just is what it is, man. And listen, that's why when James first got here, what he said, I need James to be more aggressive. I need James to dictate, and the ball is going to be inside his hands. So for me, it's James Harden is the one. This is why I said, as good as James has played this year at times, right? And he has played good at times. To me, in the long run, it's not a winning style, right? It may look good. You'll get your 48, 50 wins. You'll get your praise. You may win one series versus OKC or Sacramento.
What did Kobe say about him?
Well, Kobe said that at the top of the key. Well. To be fair, this version of Harden ain't the Houston version, because in Houston he was more isocentric, like taking a lot of shots. So Kobe said, with that style of play, the defense can center on you at the top of the key, and you're easy to guard. That's what he said. You can't win that way. But this version of James Harden is even worse because of PG and Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Because PG and Kawhi Leonard, they need a rhythm, right? They're not going to just catch and shoot consistently. They can do it, but that's not their game. They need to dribble, get inside their cadence, and then get their shit off, right? Well, James Harden is dictating the offense. And let's face it, some of their best sets, Lamont, is the James Harden, Zubac pick and roll, little pocket pass, boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? Easy layup, dunk, roll to the basket with Zubac. It's not no James Harden, Kawhi pick and roll. It ain't no James Harden, Paul George pick and roll. It's not. And so once James got there, I says, you know what? They're not going to win because of him.
Y'all think we overreact?
You know how I feel.
Nah, I don't react to him, bro. I'm a Rockets fan, man. James Harden sucks in the big moments. I don't trust him.
Yeah, but he's not. He doesn't have to be the number one now. You think
Who said that,
helps?
bro? Who said that? I mean, he's your best ball handler, which means that in winning time, he's dictating the offense. So it's not about being the number one. Kawhi's number one. We know that. But James Harden still has a ball in his hands dictating. That's the issue, bro, in winning time. That's the problem. For me, it is at least.
So
no, it's not about being number one or two.
So what y'all got them? First round, second round exit.
Second round.
Second round, probably.
Second round.
Yeah, second round. Now, if they get Dallas in the first round, they're going home.
I agree too. I'm gonna tell you what messed up the Clippers to me when they held on to Terrence Mann too long. When it was opportunity to trade him, they didn't take it. They could have got guys like a Fred VanVleet. They could have got guys like that at that time that would have been better off with the Clippers. Fred VanVleet, as good as we love James Harden, but Fred VanVleet to me would have fit way better with this team than what James Harden has. Even though they've been, doing that thing, but I think Fred VanVleet would have been a better overall fit with his style of play and what he does, how hard-nosed he is, and plus he's very coachable. He's more coachable than James Harden is. So I think in moments like that, they probably should have made some trades. Hell, they could have went after Nas Reed in the offseason to address their size issues, but they didn't. Nas Reed was an unrestricted free agent, and they ain't go after him.
Yeah, but they ain't have enough cap space to get him though, Herm.
They could have made, if you would have made some trades, you would have.
Yeah. I'm saying, yeah, they would have traded Terrence Mann. They could have got him, but I'm saying they couldn't have signed him outright though, like because they was already over the tax team because of their contracts.
Hey, Herm, was it
just made they could have made it happen, but it just would have been harder to do because they would have had to make trades to make the salary work. But I'm with you. They danced to the trade Terrence Mann for VanVleet. I said it then. I said, bro, if you can get VanVleet for Terrence Mann right now, you do it. Because Terrence, as good as Terrence Mann is, bro, he's never going to be the caliber player of what Fred VanVleet is. So I damn sure with you on that.
Yeah, because they had an opportunity last year to be in the VanVleet stage because Kawhi Leonard actually wanted VanVleet. But they stuck with Terrence Mann. I don't see what they see in that motherfucker, but they think
Terrence Mann, what, like 27, 28 now?
Yeah, he's too old now.
Yeah, so the value, that was the best value you was gonna be able to get for him. You're not gonna be able to get that same type of value for him moving forward. So that's why it would have been the best move for them to make, because that was his peak value.
Oh yeah, he is 27.
Yeah, he's 27, 28, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. I remember when they were talking about it. I remember when they was talking about making that trade. I'm like, bro, like Brand Feet and him almost about the same age. So it's like, like, what are you really trying to cover him for? It's not like he's a super young player.
Yeah, the youngest.
He's not that much younger than VanVleet.
The youngest player is Bones Highland.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is when they were talking about making that trade for VanVleet, he ain't nothing but like a year or two younger than VanVleet.
But Herm,
that's why it didn't make sense for me for them to hold on to him like that.
Herm, was it you that was saying that they should run with Daniel Tice? You wanted to see like what that would look like on
Yeah,
defense.
I think against Minnesota, against even the Lakers and the
I was seeing
bigger
a lot of
team.
effort against Minnesota. He was
Yeah, yeah, the
going
bigger
crazy.
It's
team.
because he can space. It's because he can space the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blue
like
block
the
clogs
bigger.
at the lane.
Yeah, like the bigger teams. I'm letting. I'm running it. I'm running with Zubac and Thias. That's my 5 and 4. I gotta do something different because obviously everything that I thrown, if I'm Tyronn Lue, hasn't worked. I can't play small ball with Minnesota. I just can't. Nas Reed was kicking their ass, so Nas Reed actually does Minnesota better than what, even though Cat is still better offensively than Nas Reed, but Nas Reed just bring a different dynamic and it fits better than with what Minnesota trying to do right now. So I just believe you gotta play with a little more size in the lineup, and you just gotta depend upon Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They gotta take that assignment. They gotta take that Ant-Man assignment. And I've seen flashes of Paul George actually guarding Ant-Man pretty well. So I bring Terrence Mann against Minnesota. I bring a Terrence Mann off the bench, and I started Zubac and Thias in the line. You got to try something. You got to do something different. And I don't. But I think Tyronn Lue really don't trust guys like that to even. He probably don't even want to take that chance. So it's kind of tough for Tyronn Lue. I actually feel sorry for Tyronn Lue. He just in a bad spot when you got. Man, I'm gonna read out who's been playing throughout this whole year, and I want guys to make sense why Tyronn Lue would get any blame. You got Terrence Mann, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Norman Powell, Bones Allen, Russell Westbrook, Amir Coffin. With those names alone, what positions are all those guys play, y'all?
I like Norman Powell though.
No,
Norman
no, no.
Powell cool.
It ain't about liking the players, but what all positions those players play that I named.
What were the names? You said Norman Powell and who else?
All right, I'm gonna do it again. James Harden, that's one. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Terrence Mann, Norman Powell, Amir Coffey, Bones Allen. With those 8 guys, what those 8 guys primarily do when they on the floor?
Two. They saying 2 to 3. Small forward, guard.
So with that being said, as a coach, if I only got Zubac, Thias, and PJ Tucker as my bigs, what the hell I'm supposed to do as a coach? What the hell I'm supposed to do as a coach? And Plumlee. So those are 4 big men I got to work with. So what the hell I'm supposed to do as a coach?
I mean, Plumlee's a servable big man.
He's been unplayable lately with his horrific play though.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
He
because
has.
I was looking at the Minnesota game the other night, and Daniel Tice was actually playing. He was playing good defense. He was showing effort and all that. So I'm like,
So
at this
if
at this
y'all the
point, you try
coach of the
whatever.
Clippers, Dre and rebranding, what the hell can you do with that roster?
At this point, you got what we got 17 games left in the season.
Yeah.
So at this point, one, you got to experiment because when the playoffs start, you ain't got enough time. So you got 17 games to figure something out. 17
I mean, I
games.
think they locked in. Me personally, I think they already locked in what they need to do. It's just. I mean, we just got. I mean, we can disagree, bro. Certain matches are just bad for them just because they lack size. I mean, that's the way it is with a lot of
That's
teams
a
right now.
fact,
Like,
Dre. That's a
huh?
fact.
Yeah,
That's a
that's the way.
fact, Dre.
Yeah, that's the way it is with a lot of teams right now. Like a lot of teams, prime example, right? Like, what's Golden State's biggest weakness right now? They lack size.
Yep.
Look at Dallas. Dallas was lacking size, and look what they did after the trade they made. Look how much better they look just because they got
Gafford.
PJ Washington and Gafford. Look how better. Look how much better they look.
And
So like,
Derek Lively gonna be once he gets some weight on him, he gets some muscle.
yeah, he just got to get some
I
bricks in
really
his back
like.
pockets. Yeah, he
Yeah,
just got to get some bricks in his back
for sure.
pocket. Mm-hmm.
For sure. Herm, Kobe Jordan. Wasn't he on the Showtime the other night?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Kobe Jordan
Kobe
in.
Jordan, man. Kobe Jordan about to
So,
come up here and
so
cook the
Herm, so
Clippers,
Herm,
man.
you really don't think that the Clippers could actually be a threat out west?
No.
Okay, I mean that's cool. I mean, I think they could be a threat. I mean,
All right,
I'm
so
saying
hold on.
that's just where we that's just where we disagree. Because I
So
think
wait,
if you
I
can get Paul George, to be consistent, I think they could be a threat. And that's what I
Herm,
was saying earlier.
That
If you
nigga
could
ain't
have
never.
Kawhi be Kawhi and let Paul and just have Paul George just be consistent, they could be a threat. Now,
Herm,
Paul George is not
give us your
consistent.
top
It's
four.
over for him.
Give us your top four teams out the West right now, Herm. Like currently.
My top four: Minnesota, OKC, uh, Denver, and it's a toss up for number four. I can
Well,
name
you got
about three
Phoenix
or
in there.
four different. Phoenix
I
can
think
be
it's Denver. I think
included.
it's just Denver and everybody else, bro. To be real with y'all.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Honestly, Denver,
Yeah,
Suns could be included. Dallas could be included. Of course, the Clippers. Like I said, I can put about three or four teams in that fourth spot.
that's what make the West so great, though, bro. The West is so packed, bro. Like, prime example, bro. Like, look, bro, you got Golden State, Lakers, Kings, and Dallas all in the play-in. Think about how scary that is to have
Right,
all them
like
teams in the play-in.
right. So if you a 1 or 2 seed, like that shit ain't no lock, nigga. Like that shit
Yeah.
you could easily get upset in the first round.
I was just about to say, depending on the matchup, because prime example, right? Like, what if a team like OKC get a team like the Kings in the first round? That's not a favorable matchup for OKC. Hell, I don't even think that the
I
Lakers would
agree.
be.
I agree. With my brother Swish. The Lakers would beat the Clippers for real.
Hey, yeah, I can listen. I just seen the comment, but
I
why we
don't know
see
about that, Herm. And
why
hey, Herm, I'm a LeBron guy, Herm, but I don't know about that, Herm.
hey why are the Pelicans being slept on right now?
Oh, that's
I
another one.
forgot
I
to.
forgot about the Pelicans. Yeah, but they don't got no point. They don't got a true point guard. I think that's gonna hurt them in the playoffs. They don't got nobody who really can set up the offense for them like that.
And the
Yeah,
Kings
that's
are
what they got
scary.
to address next season for sure.
That boy Keegan Murray going crazy.
Yeah, so. But yeah, like I was saying to Herm, you know LeBron, my guy, Herm, but bro, they too inconsistent, bro. Like prime example, like you see them in play the in-season tournament, and you be like, all right, the Lakers might be able to do a little something. Then you see them how they look last night against the Kings, and you like, bro, they play with no effort, no heart, no nothing. Like me personally, bro, I don't think the Lakers gonna even make it. I think they're gonna be out of it this year, bro.
Here's the
I
fucked
think
up.
they sneak in. They'll sneak
Here's the
in,
fucked
but
up part. They gonna be the seventh seed. What?
yeah, but they not going. It's not gonna be what we saw last year.
If they get a 7 seed, they better hope OKC number 2. Because if
What up with it, man? What up, Herm? Salute everybody. Can you hear me?
What's going on?
Yeah,
This
I can hear you.
Kobe
I can
Jordan.
hear you good. So, Kobe Jordan, back to the original topic, y'all. We go pivot. Kobe Jordan, am I wrong for saying that we can't rely on Paul George? And I read all the numbers earlier with his playoff career. He shoots 42.4% from the field his whole playoff career, averaged 21.3 points per game his whole playoff career. His best seasons. His best seasons, the first year OKC, he shot 43.6% from the field. His second year OKC, he shot 41.3, and that last year in Indiana, those are 3 years after his highest scoring output. He shot 38.6% from the field. Like I've been telling guys all year, he's too inconsistent to be trusted upon. So, what's your thoughts on Paul George, Kobe Jordan? And am I going too far? Am I capping, or am I telling the truth?
Yeah, Herm, I appreciate you for letting me in, man. So I didn't hear the beginning of your other stream. So I didn't get a chance to see the breakdown of the stats. I've looked over his stats a lot, playoff stats, regular season stats. Um, and you heard me the other night with Showtime, man. So it is what it is. Like I think I'm gonna be done talking about it after today because I'm gonna just say this and be done. Because at the end of the day, he got to just prove me wrong. At the end of the day, um, but when it comes to this dude, bro. Yeah, the stats are inconsistent for sure, but here's why that for here's what that argument does. When you bring up stats, you can't just look at stats with this dude because they're gonna tell you, oh well, he's the number 2 now. He's playing with Kawhi Leonard, who's a stone cold killer in the playoffs, so he's not gonna need to carry the load like he once did. So you should see a better version of him. All of this stuff, right? These are excuses to me because when I watch Paul George, as much as I love his skill, it's not about skill with him. It's just a mental. So with mental players, the stats are going to be inconsistent. You can't just use stats with a guy who deals with mental issues. It's bigger than stats. So you got to understand his tendencies. And this is why I say I'm calling out tendencies for everybody who don't know and think that I'm just complaining. Tendencies are something that actually transfer into the playoffs and it resoundingly will be exposed by these bigger, more elite teams. So this isn't something that I'm just saying, oh, I'm hating on a dude. I'm actually studying him. I'm studying what he everybody on the team is bad. When you see this dude coming in, and look again, we can go to the stats. The 0 for 10, the 1 for 8 against the Pelicans. He scored a 7-point game, right? There's also a game he comes in, he for 10 to 15 jumpers, and he got to the back one time. This is all mentality, right? For several reasons. His mental, his shot selection, the consistency side. He gets emotional. He gets into arguing with the refs. There's just stuff that y'all might not see or y'all just don't pay attention to, but it just literally messes up the flow of a game, right? So as much as we talk about Harden and Paul George, what people are going to say is, oh, here's what they realize. Kawhi Leonard is going to do what he does if he's healthy. The reason why Kawhi Leonard is struggling right now or that he's dealing with these back spasms, he's overworking himself, bro. Paul George should be taking the load off of this dude. There should be games where Kawhi Leonard should be resting throughout the game. Oh, go ahead. My fault.
No, I'm saying, is that Kobe Jordan?
Yeah, this was Kobe. What's good, man?
Listen, man, Kobe Jordan has been the only dude that, as a Clippers fan, who speaks the truth, man. This dude's not afraid to call people out, hold people accountable, get on PG and James Harden. Hey, Kobe Jordan, bro, why is it that Clipper fans think if Kawhi plays great, then that's enough? That's not enough. Like, you need PG and James to be themselves as well, right?
Oh, yeah, because there's an elephant in the room, and they just they're afraid to expose it because they know in their intuition, it's almost like a delusional, not a delusional, but a failed. They don't want to realize what's really going to happen or what it's like a premonition. They don't want to have a sense of premonition because they have hope. They do believe in they believe in Kawhi so much, so they're just on hope. They on a drug called hope, but I don't believe in hope. I believe in the truth. So for
and why
me,
do they keep on saying that? Like, oh, well, James Harden is not the number one option. That has nothing to do with him choking. I mean, why is that the talking point, bro?
Say that one more time. I got a call. My fault. What was that last part?
Why are Clipper fans keep going to the same example, saying that, well, the Clippers aren't asking James Harden to be a number one option or a number 2? That has no bearing on him choking. He can choke being the number 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah,
like, why don't they understand?
Again, because what they're hoping, and this is again, Mash, premonition is a real thing. It's a sense of failure or a sense of, oh, something's bad's gonna happen, but here's what I'm relying on, right? So they're relying on Kawhi Leonard so those other things, so that those other guys can be covered up. But you can't uncover those mistakes because they're too open, they're too in your face.
They're too glaring.
They're too glaring. So here's what Kawhi is going to do. Kawhi Leonard's going to come in and give you 26 points, and Paul George is going to give you 17, 18 points and 4 turnovers. James Harden is going to do the same thing. Here's why. Ball pressure, mentality, and they're just not – I don't believe that they believe in themselves. I think it's a confidence thing. I don't believe that they believe in themselves personally to that level. So, for example, Mass, when we played the Timberwolves the other day, right? And Anthony Edwards is a star, bro. He's incredible, right? His confidence exudes it spreads throughout the whole team, and you can see it glaring. Paul George, he comes into the game, he can be selfish at times. His confidence, it wavers up and down depending on how he feels that day. And it shows, bro. It spreads throughout the team. Ty Lue even said in the post-game interview, it's about mental. He's questioning their mental toughness. He just said this 2-3 days ago, and I've been saying this for the whole season. But I'm the one that's a hater. When your coach is telling you we're not a mentally tough team. So again, to answer your question, I don't know. I do know why they do it because again, they're hoping Kawhi Leonard's going to be Jordan. But again, against the Denver Nuggets, we can't just have rely on one player because they got 4 or 5 guys that can get it going. Michael Porter Jr. can get it going from the 3. He led the league in catch and shoot corner threes last year. Jamal Murray can get cooking at any time. Jokic can cook you with his passing alone. And if you let Aaron Gordon get on them boards and tip ins, he'll bully you in the paint and just, you know what I'm saying, keep attacking you, keep bullying you.
Bro. Let's get one thing straight. Kawhi Leonard ain't nowhere near no goddamn Michael Jordan. Not saying you're saying that, but yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what they think. They think he's gonna have to be Jordan.
No, he can't be Jordan. He can't be Jordan. Yeah. And guess what? Even when Jordan was Jordan had his role players playing up to their part. And so, I mean, still. And listen, you're mentioning the Denver Nuggets, which I agree, everything you just said. But Denver ain't the only team that can beat this Clippers team, bro.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. The Pelicans, if we play the Pelicans right now, that's a horrible match. I've already told you the top 3 teams that I'm afraid that I'm not even afraid of because I just know them because I'm afraid for them. I'm not afraid. I'm just afraid for this Clipper team because I know what could happen. The Pelicans, the Timberwolves, and the Denver Nuggets. For multiple reasons. Right? When they play guys, when they play teams similar to them in style, right? A lot of wing players who can score like the Suns. With Kawhi and PG, I'm more confident in that series because they don't have a guy in the paint who's dominating on us in the boards. They don't have a Zion who we can't contain, right? So they play kind of like we do. They're ISO. They play, a lot of catch and shoots, a lot of threes. So we can match up with that. But against some other teams, you got teams like the Pelicans who got Herb Jones, Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy. Those guys can get up under you. They defend well. What's the point guard? The Spanish guy. He's aggressive. So Alvarado, I could see him giving James Harden issues in that pick and roll because he's just a pesky guard. And James Harden over dribbles. He waits too long to get those guys in their sets. And Zubac, as much as I like him and Harden, he doesn't bring enough force in the paint to dominate like we need him to do on the boards or on the glass or just on the offensive end. So I think he'll be kind of like a non-factor in my opinion against them.
I think y'all can beat New Orleans though. I don't think New Orleans is that scary of a team you making them seem out to be.
Yeah. I mean, you can. Yeah, a lot of people think we can beat these teams until what I'm telling you starts to unravel.
Now Minnesota, and Denver, I could believe there, but I don't know, bro. Like New Orleans problem is they don't have anybody who can set the table for that team, though, bro. Like who's going to be the guy to set the table for them guys?
You said who? You are talking about the Timberwolves?
No, I'm talking about New Orleans, the Pelicans. The Pelicans don't have a true point guard, bro. That's going to hurt them in the playoffs.
Yeah, but here's what they do have.
Clippers don't either, though.
When the game slow down, they're not able to run like that because they're a running team. They like to run. So when the game slow down, they're not able to run, bro. They're going to have problems scoring in the half court.
No, I mean, the Clippers are bad in transition, though.
But that's what I'm saying, though. When you watch New Orleans, right, the games that they lose because when they get in the half court, their efficiency goes down from when they're able to run a gun.
Hey, can I ask you a question, bro?
For them in playoffs.
Yeah. So we can let's unravel that, right? So you just said they don't have a guy or their offense in half court is not that good. Cool. Here's what I'm saying. That doesn't even matter because you still haven't addressed the fact that they got guys that can guard our point of attack, offensive players, James Harden, Paul George. Though that Pelicans team will cut off 75% of our offense. What do you do in that situation when 75% of our offense is cut off?
I'm saying, but scoring is not the Clippers' problem, though, bro.
Against that team, it is.
It won't be because you still got guys like Norman Powell or guys like Russ that could get you points, bro.
Yeah,
points
but you're not addressing our main.
It's gonna be
I'm
defense.
talking about the starters.
The problem is gonna be for y'all defensively.
So let me ask you this. James Harden is going to play about 35 to 38 minutes a game. Paul George is probably going to play about 34, 35 minutes a game. What about those valuable minutes in their production? I'm not talking about Norman Powell. Norman Powell is going to do what he does. He's going to come in, give you his 12, 13 points, whatever. We understand that. I'm relying on our top 3 guys. Why are we throwing Norman Powell in this as if he's the guy that's going to get us over the hump? I'm not expecting him to come in.
It's not about being the guy to get you over the hump. It's the fact that you got what you guys are failing to realize is, bro, a lot of these series is gonna be basically who can make the most adjustments, bro. It's about adjustments, bro. If one thing don't work, you adjust to the next, bro. That's how you win series, bro.
Yeah.
So even if they
Here's
do
the thing.
something,
I agree with you.
what
I
I'm
agree
saying
with you.
the Clippers can make adjustments to that. Is all I was trying to point out, bro. I wasn't trying to say Norman Powell's gonna be y'all third best player or no crazy
No,
like.
and that's why I say
So
I don't
what's the
like
adjustment,
going down.
It's
I
all I
don't
was
even
What
saying.
like.
the adjustment
I don't
is
even like
Kobe
talking
Jordan.
about going down that lane of options because to me that's irrelevant. When you talk about third, fourth, fifth option, to me that doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it's the main 8 guys
It should
and
matter
what
though.
they're. You said what?
Okay, so Norman Powell
So
gives you
When
15.
Michael Porter Jr. was last
Trey
year,
Murphy
it
gives
was
you
a guy like
15.
Bruce Brown that
Wow.
came in and picked up that slack.
yeah, but here's the
So
thing though.
that's all I was saying. Like
Hold on.
you can
Okay,
make
but hold
adjustments,
on.
bro.
But here's the thing though. Here's what I'm trying to explain to you, bro. And this is why people. This is the elephant in the room. You're talking about the others. Shaq calls them the others. But if Shaq and Kobe didn't do their job, the others doesn't matter. So if Paul George is coming in and he's turning the ball over at an elite clip like I've seen him do, and he's 4 for 14, and he only has 16, 17 points, I'm not worried about the others, bro. I'm calling Paul George out because we pay him $42 million a
Of
year.
course, you're supposed to. I'm not saying you're not supposed to. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
What
I'm
I'm
just
saying
telling you that.
is,
Here's what I'm telling you.
as long as they don't come in and then basically do like what you're saying right now is something that it could happen, but it also could come in and play. I've seen what it come in and he actually take care of the ball sometimes too. I've seen that before too. So
and that's what we want, and that's what we
you're gonna get.
yeah,
Hey,
and I understand that
Kobe
part, right?
Jordan. Hey, Kobe. Okay, so Norman Powell comes in and Russ gives you, 15, 12. Okay, cool. Trey Murphy gives you 15, and the role players give you 12. I mean, that's a watch. What Kobe's asking is this because in the fourth quarter, Kobe Jordan, and in winning time, I would imagine that Russ and Norman Powell won't be the go-to guys, right? It's going to be James, Kawhi, and Paul George, right? Zubac and et cetera. The Pelicans the New Orleans Pelicans have tall, lengthy wings who can get in those
No,
guys.
they're not gonna be. But what I'm saying is prime example, right? But
Dre,
Max,
hold on, bro.
I mean, but Max,
All I'm saying is this. What Kobe is saying is this, man. You have to
It's not
bank
rocket
on.
science.
You have to bank. I'm not done yet, bro.
But Max, what I'm saying,
Hold on, you gotta
Max, what
let
I'm
people
saying is
finish,
this, though,
bro.
Max.
Let him
You
finish,
can't
bro.
Say what you
get
want to
into them.
say
Yes, they
until I
can.
finish.
Yeah, you gotta
Dre,
stop
come on,
interrupting, bro. Go ahead.
This is crazy, bro. Listen, you're asking Paul, James, and Kawhi to make hero shots versus that Pelicans team. Can they do it? Yes. But is it likely? Fuck no. And so I think that's what Kobe is saying. They have defenders who would make them take tough shots. James Harden ain't playing downhill, facilitating, getting in the paint consistently versus that team because the point of attack defense is that good, a la the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? There's a reason why James Harden is ineffective versus Minnesota. It's because
And
they
the
got long,
Pelicans.
lengthy defensive guys, right? And then the Clippers rely on long contested twos. And what happened? They got their ass kicked 3 out of 4 games. And the one game they did win, Kobe Jordan, they won by 1 point. Come
Yeah,
on,
and
this is
here's what I
crazy,
do
bro.
want to say too, Mass, to add to your point, because there's a variation of issues, and I don't know who the dude is because he's just messing with my thought process. Just let me finish my point real quick,
His
because
name is Dre. He cool.
yeah,
Dre
Dre,
cool.
and I respect you, Dre, but it's just I'm a longtime Clipper fan, so I really care and I really do want the team to win. I'm not on here trolling or I'm not just hating Paul George. I actually want these dudes to win. Trust me, I do. But one thing that I do notice is that bad tendencies. You can't win with too many bad tendencies, right? And you can say, oh, other teams have bad tendencies too. They don't score in the half court. But guess what I noticed about our team? We rely so much on the 3 ball and ISO that to me, I don't think it's sustainable against those top tier teams. And here's why. Because I know Paul George, he's not going to come in and hit 5 threes throughout the series. He's not going to average 5 threes throughout the series. So what do we rely on? When you take away those jump shots, here's the issue I have. He doesn't change up the game plan. He continues to take contested jump shots, which is an issue. When he's 0 for 8, he's going to keep gunslinging. That's the issue. I don't know if it's the metal plate in his left leg. Is that what's causing him not to be aggressive in driving the basketball? Because he did have a major injury in his career. And so he said he has lost a step. So that could be it. And the other thing is, it's also coaching. Here's why. Ty Lue is telling them dudes to take more threes, so I can't put it all on PG. But again, as a smart team, you can't just take contested threes and expect to win a game. You got to give what the defense gives you, right? So you gotta just be understanding that these are matchups, and it's all about style of play. If you're taking 10 jump shots in a game and you're not hitting, What's your second counter? What do you do outside of that? You can't keep throwing it to Kawhi and PG late in the quarter or late in the shot clock and expecting them to hit these hero shots to win these games. And what have I seen this entire year? We've won a lot of games hitting hero shots, bro, and it's just not sustainable. Here's the second part I want to add to that before you jump in. We are also a small team. I've never seen a small team outside of Golden State win championships. I haven't seen it. The other thing is we're a bad transition defensive team. We're one of the best set defensive teams, which is a good thing. When you turn the ball over at a high clip like we do against these top teams and you don't get back, that's just you're going to give them so many points off of turnovers that it's hard to win those games. And last but not least, we don't have a system. Ty Lue, when we gave this team over to Ty Lue, we didn't have a system. When we had Doc Rivers back in 2020, we ran a portion of a triangle offense. And that year, we also had one of the best offense in the league, right? You had Kawhi Leonard, you had shooters around him, Landry Shamet, you had guys who could play off of Kawhi, and they didn't need the basketball in their hands. It was really effective. Why did we go away from that? I have no clue. I liked the triangle with Kawhi. I liked how we played in that offense. So, to me, it's just the combination issues. It starts with the front office coaching, and then to me the top two stars. But I just can't keep hearing, oh, what about the role players or James Harden and PG is the second and third option now. That doesn't matter when they're dominating. Their ball usage is so high, bro. That's what you got to look at. Look at how much they dominate the basketball. They actually dominate the ball more than Kawhi do.
ISO team. Y'all ISO team. Y'all got to get away from being an ISO team.
But hold on. You don't just get away from being an ISO team. You actually have to have a system. And guess what? I always ask, why did they go away from that triangle offense? I like that because now you have guys like PG and you have other shooters around Kawhi who could play off of him. It's movement. You got guys that are cutting, and then you still have shooters. Kawhi Leonard's going to dominate from that mid post. So that's a perfect system for him. But you know what Paul George said when we lost in the bubble? He said, I'm not J.J. Redick, Doc Rivers. You can't use me like a J.J. Redick. And guess what? The next season, we went away from that. So you have a player saying he doesn't want to play in a system. I'm an ISO player. And look at what it gets
you. If he's not buying in, it's going to hurt your team. Just like
so he's not even bought in because Ty Lue actually wanted to keep that system. But Ty Lue respects PG and Kawhi so much. He's like, listen, what y'all want to do? How do y'all ball? I respect y'all. What y'all want to run? And they don't run no plays, bro. They don't run really any plays. Here's what they do. They pick and roll action with James and Zubac. And then they do a lot of pin down screens for Kawhi and PG. That is that's like 80% of their offense. Pick and roll with James Harden and pin down screens for Kawhi and PG. So then when one of those guys are missing those jump shots, what's the third counter? Do you dominate? Because here's what Denver Nuggets does. They have they actually run something called the Peja option, which they used to run it in Sacramento back in the day. I know Mass knows about this. Where Peja used to step out for the three. They run a lot of different schemes, but it's mainly off of that Peja option for Jamal Murray to get in that pick and roll or to step out and hit a three. And they got two corner shooters in MPJ and KCP. Then they have a post game. Jokic and Jamal Murray can both beat you in the post. They both got a decent post game. Jokic, to me, has one of the best floaters in the game, if not the best. And then you have a lob threat. So now, out of so many different actions, you can run shit. You're not just hoping on Jokic to get you a last-second shot. So, to me, I mean, I can see them losing a multitude of ways, and I just think it's unfortunate because they're super talented, and I think they've ran out of time. So I can see my time, and whatever questions y'all got, y'all go ahead, man. I just think it's unfortunate with 17 games left that we haven't made any adjustments.
Everything all I'm saying, they still can be a contender out west. I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm just saying they get the right matchup. They can make some noise. Not saying they're just gonna be a first round out. I think that's a little overexcessive.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. I mean, you believe in them, like I believe in them too. But if your eyes are showing you something different, I just can't continue to concede and just be delusional, bro. I gotta start pointing stuff out.
everything you said makes sense, bro. And it's the truth, bro. I'm not saying that you're wrong. All I'm saying is, as long as they do what they're supposed to do, bro, they can make some noise. I'm not saying they're gonna win anything or they're gonna be
Well,
world
yeah, and
beaters. I'm
that's
just
the
saying
thing.
they can
Yeah, I
make some.
mean,
They got a
yeah,
chance to make
people say that every year about the Clippers. They're gonna make some noise, but I don't think Steve Ballmer just wants to make noise. I think he invested in
Right.
winning the
Facts.
championship.
Right.
Making
Hey,
noise is
Kobe
I
something
mean,
Jordan,
that
bro.
we were
they're
saying
picking
that
up.
back in 2011 when I first became a Clipper fan. We was talking about making noise when we got Chris Paul. That was making noise time. Now we're trying to win a championship, bro, because we know we have the front office people in. We got Jerry West over there. We got Steve Ballmer, who's a billionaire owner willing to spend what it takes to build a championship team. And we've drafted with the picks that we've had. We've done pretty well with getting Terrence Mann, who I think he's not a superstar, the lead defender, but I think he's an energy guy. He comes in, he gives you effort, and he plays hard. You know, we
Oh, yeah,
so
for sure. I just think injuries has been y'all biggest downfall, bro.
I
Injuries has
mean
been
that's
y'all
that's
biggest
also
downfall.
an issue. I mean, but again, let me ask y'all this. Because I know these guys were injured before they came to the Clippers. But do you think not playing a lot of games or sitting, does that also cause more injury to come upon you when you sit out a lot?
Of course it
Yeah,
does,
for sure.
because your body's
For
not
sure.
used to that type of usage. And you just come back all of a sudden, and then you ramp them up. Yeah, of course, it plays a factor, in my
Because
Yeah,
opinion.
but
we've been bubble managing for 2.5 years, and I just been thinking
Right,
like, is that been the reason why as well?
yeah,
So
that's
part of
that's
it.
expected.
I think part of it.
It's hard to go from cold to ramp it up like that. Like so, like if you know anything about sports medicine, bro, like Maz was saying, bro, you want when you in the season, bro, you want to keep it ramped up. It's like prime example, like it's like when you go out, like when you're in the game and you're hot, and then you come out the game and you're cold. Your muscles get cold. Your muscles tighten up a little bit when they get cold. So
yeah,
that
Well,
sitting all the
here's a
time,
good
bro, that's
example
not good for your body,
for
especially
you
when you're in
guys
a
who live.
high demand
For
sport
you
like this.
guys, for you guys who live on the East Coast, I'm in California, so this is not a factor. But when I was in Ohio, right in the wintertime, like we can't just wake up and fucking start our cars up and then just go. Like you got to fucking start your car and let that shit run for about a good 20 fucking minutes. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I look
Yeah, you
at it,
got to
right?
warm it up.
Right. So if you sit for fucking a month or two, and then you go back and then you just ramp it up, bro, you're asking for an injury,
yo,
or at
man.
least you're going to, you know what I'm saying, speed up the process to get injured. But real quick, man, this team is listen. If they make shots at an elite level with their two guys, which is PG, or three guys, James, PG, and Kawhi, then
Yeah,
they'll make a deep postseason run. If they're going to play iso ball and not make shots, then they'll probably win a first round series just based off matchup. But in the second round, they're probably going to go home. This is a make or miss league. And again, if they have more motion, and when you guys are talking about the Kings offense, that was they call that the Princeton offense, the movement,
yeah, the
right?
Princeton offense. My fault.
Right. That's what the Kings ran with Rick Adelman and guys like that. Don't forget David Adelman on the Denver Nuggets. That's Rick Adelman's
Yeah,
son.
that's
He
his son.
comes from that
Yep.
fucking offense. Exactly. And so all I'm saying is this. The Clippers are a make or miss team, right? When they're making tough isolation shots, they look great. But when they're missing, they can't go to nothing else. It's like there is no adjustment. All they know is give me the ball, get out my way, let me dribble, and then back it up. And so in the postseason, Kobe, like that's not a winning formula. To me, it's not.
I guess my question to you, Max, is: have you ever seen an isolated team win? Because I mean,
Yes, I have. Yes, one time.
and what team was that? If you could refresh my memory.
2016, the Cavaliers. LeBron and Kyrie said, "Fuck this shit. Fuck team basketball."
My turn,
Hey,
your turn.
Kyrie,
My
go.
turn, your turn.
LeBron James.
See, now
That
that
was
makes
it, bro.
sense.
That was it.
But did you see? Now, here's the thing: did you see how dominant LeBron and Kyrie had to play together and against Golden State to win, though?
Well,
Like they
Andrew Bogut
both
got
had to
hurt.
Yeah,
play.
So I
They
mean,
like
Andrew Bogut
I
got
was about
hurt.
to say
So I
both got
mean,
a
Yeah,
lot
so
of
he,
teams had
he
to
got
fall their way
hurt.
too, though.
But from game
yeah,
5, 6 to 7, I think there was a game where they both scored 40, if I'm not mistaken. So at
that
one
was
point,
game I think 5 or 6. Yeah,
Six.
yeah, so they
That was
both were
six.
cooking, and that's what Paul George and Kawhi Leonard should be able to do. I've seen them do it
you
in
would
a,
think
in a
so.
couple
Yeah,
regular
yeah,
season
you would think
games.
so.
Yeah, because I've seen them do it in like about 3 or 4 regular games since I've seen them play together, where they both had like 35 apiece, 40 apiece. I'm like, okay, this is how we need to play. In order to win, we got to play like this because, again, we're undersized and we just but we got to be who we are at maximum level. We can't come in giving 50%. And again, that's why I say, in order for us to win, we can do it, but we have to shoot at that elite Clippers. They were number 3 in 3-point, or number 1 in 3-point shooting percentage for part of the season. So I know they can do it. I know they can shoot at a high clip. I just got to see it in the playoffs. But one thing I can't ignore, like what bro said, is that the turnovers, that's what kills you, bro. There's where I've seen Paul George and James Harden both have 4 or 5 turnovers in the same game, and I'm like, man, this is crazy, bro. Yeah, it's something I can see, but I just believe in Kawhi, but I don't think the nigga he can't be Michael Jordan, like he's just Michael Jordan, and just be, this nigga from unbeatable, unstoppable person. He's gonna have a couple bad games. And that's when you got to rely on them other two. So
I agree, and I appreciate the honesty, bro.
you had me dying in the chat too. Showtime stream. You was talking about.
Oh! Was that 2 days ago, bro?
Bro, you had me dying, bro.
Bro, nigga, you had me dying, bro. I don't know what you was drinking on, bro. Nigga, I don't know what you was drinking on, bro. But bro, you had it was crazy that night. But I mean, I was just
I ain't gonna lie, I was
just keeping it real. I mean, like it's all good, man. Listen, I mean, one thing about me is this, man. I watched too much basketball in my life. I'm around it for somebody to tell me what something is, bro. I got 2 eyes, right? And I see glaring flaws with this Clippers team. And I have to be honest and point them out, bro. Like, I mean, to beat Minnesota, to beat Denver, you got to be operating at a very efficient level on both ends of the court. And based off their personnel, I don't think they can do that I don't think they can do that 4 out of 7 games in the series. I just don't. I just don't, bro.
It's gonna be tough because they just have to play so well because they
don't, bro.
They have so many holes in other areas of the court.
Correct.
So you're right. You're right. And here's the other thing.
And the main thing, Kobe, is this, bro. My bad, bro. Just real quick.
Every team out west besides Minnesota and Denver. Then
the main thing
I mentioned the Pelicans too. So go ahead.
Yeah. And I'm glad Kobe mentioned Denver, Pelicans, and Minnesota because the one thing that they have in common, all 3 teams, is that they're long and lengthy at the wing positions.
That's a fact.
They're long and lengthy at the positions where the Clippers rely on the most at the wing guys. And so, with that being said, bro, like y'all act like PG and Kawhi and James is gonna have a field day, and it's just gonna be easy to get buckets versus those teams. No, it's not. Like these dudes play defense.
Of course not.
I mean, there's a reason why Minnesota beat the Clippers in blowout fashion 3 out of the 4 games. And the one game the Clippers did win, they won by 1 point.
And even though we beat the Pelicans, I think we beat them once. I gotta go back and check. I think we beat them once this year. They beat us twice. I gotta go back and check. I know they beat us at least twice. And we blew them out 1 game, but in that game that we blew them out, they was up on us like 20 points in both of those games. And then what happened was one of those games, Westbrook came in and he was the difference. He came in and got like 3 steals, a couple blocks, and he was just giving us energy, bro. So we end up getting back in the game, and guess what happened in that 3rd quarter? We went on a crazy barrage of threes. We couldn't miss, bro. And that's what we had to do to beat them. Like we had to hit so many good shots, and they just missed. They just couldn't hit shots. So, but I'm watching how we start the games against them. Herb Jones on Paul George. That's a bad day for Paul George, bro.
Facts, bro. Facts. It sure is.
And then when you got Dyson Daniels pressuring James Harden half court, bro, the nigga's getting backcourt violations and shit, and he can't even bring the ball up the court. That's an issue, bro.
Yep. Valanciunas physically handling Zubac in the paint, getting rebounds.
Kawhi Leonard was the only one getting to his shit.
Yep. So it's a bad matchup, man. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, it's okay to be honest.
Real quick before I go, Max, I got one question for you.
Yeah,
when you look at the Western Conference landscape, I know you like Denver. To me, I think they're the favorite still. Who do you think is the team that could like really challenge them? And if so, like what do you think the West Conference looks like this year?
Obviously Denver is the creme of the creme at number 1, but the only team that I think that can give them issues, I
That's a
want to
good
say
question.
Dallas. Yeah, listen, bro. I want to say Dallas,
I say Minnesota.
but I think Minnesota. Listen, bro. When you can rebound, you can defend. You're going to be in games, and so I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with Minnesota.
I agree. And the reason why I like that answer because my cousin, I talk to him every day. I told you he's a Timberwolves fan. When I'm watching them, bro, they
Uh-huh.
got dudes that are hungry. It ain't even about just their like people keep saying their half court offense ain't that, bro. The way
Salute,
that they
Herm.
play, they get Nikolai Alexander, who I didn't know he's the cousin of Shea. I didn't realize that nigga got game, bro. The way he plays, he wants it, bro.
He
From
went
that
9 for
corner,
10.
he's
KB last
deadly,
game.
bro.
He went 9 for 10 versus you
Bro,
guys.
he had 28 on us, and he
Yeah,
was
hit by
deadly,
threes.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nas Reed, there's games where he can have lapses, but when he's cooking, he's like a cheat
Right.
code, bro.
He can shoot
He's
too, bro.
6'11". He
Yeah,
can
he can
put it on the
shoot.
court.
Yeah.
You can't put a small on him because he's just gonna get to the basket on him.
He's
And if
too
you
big.
put a
Yeah, he's
big on
too
him,
big.
he's just too
He's too.
fast.
Yep. Yep.
So you really gotta have a team that's long, and we just don't have that, bro. We don't have the long guys like
You guys don't.
these teams do, and they got depth. You got guys like Cal Anderson who comes
Yep.
in and
Yep.
he's able
Six,
to.
seven, 6'8". Yeah.
He's 6'7", 8", but he's smart, high IQ
He's smart.
player.
Yeah. Mike
So
Conley.
basically,
Comes in.
Mike Conley is deadly in that pick and roll.
Yeah. He had
You know, it's
23
just
versus
like,
you guys,
bro,
bro. He scored 23 versus you guys.
So listen, like I said, Timberwolves. It's unfortunate with Cat because when that I don't like I said it's a meniscus. He already had surgery. I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you rush him back? Do you think he can make it
Nah.
before the playoffs?
no, you don't rush them.
No, I don't rush him back because a torn
This is
meniscus.
their year. I
He'll
think this
be
is their
back
year.
he'll be back within the next probably 30 days. So he may miss the first round or a couple games, but I don't know. I mean, but no, I'm with Dre. I mean, you don't rush him back, bro. No.
Okay.
I think they're good.
Coach Jordan, what y'all need to do in the offseason, the Clippers wise, bro, y'all need to get an athletic forward, bro. That's what y'all missing. Y'all missing
I've been
an
saying
athletic
it, bro.
forward.
I've been saying it, bro. And like I said, we for some reason Lawrence Frank's leprechaun ass is so obsessed with all of these small guards. I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? And this isn't, bro. This isn't a new thing with them old Clippers teams. We've always had a whole bunch of guards. I don't get it. It just blows me, bro. Like the 4 position is so vital because when you're in that pick and roll, you need an athletic guy in case one of your guys get big who can challenge them dudes at the rim who's athletic enough to keep up with the big. Like you need an athletic forward. To me. Outside of the point guard position and having a superstar, I think the athletic four is the most valuable, one of the most valuable pieces in the league.
Yeah, especially with the 5 position being in the state that is in right now.
Yeah, I mean,
With the
you
center,
just
with the
gotta
center
have a
position being in the state it's in,
four
you gotta have a 4.
you gotta have a 4 who could defend a guard if need be, but can still maintain his position. You know what I'm saying? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for us, I don't know. I was hoping we did something on the trade deadline, but who's really out there? You know what I'm saying? We really wasn't an option. So
y'all ain't had the right contracts that y'all wanted to move in order to
and the
get the type
market
of
was
players
too
that was
high. I
available.
mean, listen,
Exactly.
they were. I think there were dudes talking about going out and getting people like Kelly Olynyk or Dory Finney-Smith. Like they wanted 2 first rounds for Dory Finney. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, come on, man. Kelly Olynyk,
man.
they had to get like a couple picks for him in a really good role player. Because who did they trade? Was it Bruce Brown? It was somebody they trade. But yeah, bro, we just didn't have enough. So we'll see, bro. It is what it is. I'm gonna say this, bro. Paul George, Matt, if you still here, that nigga needs to average 25 points per game, no less than that. In my opinion, in order for us to get to the finals, bro. He needs to average. He definitely needs to average about 25. Kawhi. But all right, bro, I'm about to get up out of here, boy.